the plan but not the goal. So you need to be reinventing yourself. You need to have that strong sense of why. You need to have a sustainability plan so that you can even sell yourself to a possible investor. So these three things are very important, and you need to have confidence. See, confidence is that garment that after all said and done, if you don't wear it, you are not complete. You see, because you can have all the great ideas, Kofi, but you don't have confidence. You are a non-starter. Exactly. So you need to have the confidence and believe in the vision that you have. And that's what will take you places.
That's interesting. You mentioned, having to take different routes, but yet arriving at the very same, end, that expected end, if I should say. It's been 8 years. How many boys have you worked with so far?
Close to 9,000.
9,000?
Yes, Kofi.
9,000 boys.
Because we have virtual sessions that we meet boys in various countries. We have boys in Nigeria.
Okay, so it's not just Ghana.
It's not just Ghana.
Wow.
I've had to leave my kids to travel to Liberia for 2 weeks because a friend requested that I come there. So we've met several boys, and it's getting to 9,000 boys and counting. Yes.
And how's the reception been so far? How do they respond to the grooming sessions and all the, things you've put in place to ensure that they are well groomed?
Okay. So, for instance, every month there is a camp. And when your son comes to a camp, for instance, this July, he comes back in the next 4 months for a review. He does this for 4 times and graduates. When the boys come to our camp, it's like it's so therapeutic because some of them lack this father presence in their homes. And so when they come to the camp, when they meet these uncles teaching them basic things as lacing their shoes well.
You teach all those
things? We teach all those things. We teach, yes. So etiquette, social etiquette, emotional intelligence is the number one thing that we drive a lot because some of them have, anger issues. It's something that has started from the home. Mommy is stressed up, taking care of the boys alone. And so mommy is always yelling at them. So when they come to the camp, it's so therapeutic. They don't get shouted on. We try to listen to them. We ask them to vent and rant about things that they're going through. And there's a psychologist on board that also gives them advice. And so parents call me. These are the things that make me so happy. Oh, your son is calming down. He's not as, angry with his sisters as he used to be. He's not beating up his siblings, and parents will call me from UK. Your son, what even makes me so happy, Kofi, your son is now in the university. I'm like, oh, I don't even have a son, but someone has given me, yes. Right. He's now so focused. I went to the university the other day and I was so impressed. The lecturers had great things to say about him. And that's what makes me feel so fulfilled.
And these are real-time results.
Exactly.
Like you're seeing the results of the work that you're putting in.
There are boys who had very terrible relationships with their parents, and I had to sit them down to let them know the value of their parents in their lives. Sometimes I think that over familiarity, when Kofi, we've all been through it. When your mom or dad is always on your case, you feel like they are your worst enemies. But then when a third person engages you, you calm down.
That's true.
Yes. So that's the role JSA plays.
It tells me that, the whole program has been very impactful. I mean, working with 9,000 boys or young males is very impressive. But you also mentioned that if they meet some of these uncles that are teaching them, and that brings me to trying to find out who are some of the men that you've been working with, in your sessions at JSA.
Okay, so the men I work with are mostly professionals. Initially, I used to invite maybe men that I know, a man in my church that I trust, a male friend that I know. But over the period, I started engaging psychologists or career mentors to guide the boys. For instance, we have emerging careers. We have careers in AI, artificial intelligence, IT. I want the boys to be exposed, You're
already talking AI at JSA?
Yes.
Wow.
So we want the boys to be exposed to other careers aside the usual pilots, doctors,
right.
And that's what the boys complain about a lot, that their parents don't validate their feelings and their interests, So we try to make them know that, okay, it's because you're not researching fortunate enough to educate your parents. So we give them that information to take back home and tell them, if I become a so and so specialist, this is how I'll turn out. Yes. And so the men are mostly professionals who come on board to give professional and expertise advice to the boys.
Wow. That's really interesting. Now, I know. I mean, this is just out of curiosity. The programs are just for boys. I mean, one thing that I was asking myself is, okay, why would she go into grooming boys and not girls? Have you considered doing a boy-girl grooming sessions for the young folks in our country and beyond?
So can you imagine?
I mean, like having all of them.
Exactly. My daughters wouldn't let me breathe because at a point they felt like I was leaving them out. So they actually called a meeting. Mommy, we want to see you. I was like, Mommy.
They are taking our mommy away.
Yes, Mommy, this boys thing, you don't do anything for us. So I told them, okay, you know something? The salon is no more, but I'm going to use the salon brand to groom girls. So every year, twice in a year, biannually, I host a program for girls called Ambitious Young Queens. And so that's like a sister to JSA. Yes,
okay.
yes.
Okay.
So that's what I do.
I think that is impressive.
Yes.
Now,
so with that, we just give girls the opportunity to, increase their confidence and notch higher. If you are a confident girl, when you come to Ambitious Young Queens, you just get better at it. That's it.
Okay, so now let me ask for both. First for the boys, what is that one particular success story that warms your heart so much? Is there any such?
Yes. Well, there are several, but there was this boy. I wouldn't want to mention his name
that's
because
fine.
yes. He came to the program. He was angry already that mommy brought him. When they are getting to teenage, it's like, mommy, you can't tell me what to do. You cannot just take me to a certain camp without my knowledge, So he came very angry, and he came to the camp, and he ended up being the leader of that cohort. And after that, he has, been very successful in his endeavors. He's now a leader in his school. He's in high school.
The
same guy.
Not a different one.
Yes.
Not his junior brother.
No. And so he comes back to JSA to give back as an alumni last this January. So he came to tell his story, how he was so arrogant and disrespected his mother for bringing him, but he has apologized to his mother now. Yes, so he came to teach at the junior division of JSA, and so that really warmed my heart that this is a success story.
That's true.
Yes.
I mean, and I think that in itself is an inspirational story to even the boys that
when they see those boys come back. Normally we do this December, January, because that's the time that we meet all the boys, those in university. We have 2 of them in university. So it makes them, their stories are relatable.
Right.
I used to be stubborn and now I am that.
Right,
so it helps the juniors to adapt to their stories and want to change. Yes. With the girls too, we have some who came extremely shy, very shy. I mean, but today they are leaders in school, and it warms my heart to hear their stories.
Looks like if anyone wants their confidence level to go up.
Oh yes.
They need to get to JSA.
Oh yes.
But do you have a name for the female version?
There's Ambitious Young Queens.
Okay, Ambitious Young Queens. Right.
And then with the JSA, we have JSA Phenomenal Boys Academy. So I give them names that, makes them feel good and want to aspire to that. So if you're an ambitious young queen, you want to be ambitious in everything you do. And if you are called a phenomenal boy, you want to be unique.
What it means
exactly.
Well. That's right. Okay, so let me just pry just a little bit. A little bit. Your brother, Jerry Adjorlolo, he's such a good orator. I mean, I know a lot of folks. I do emceeing as well. And I must say he's one of the people that, I feel really proud looking at him and learning a lot from him. And then you are also such a good orator, Is it a Adjorlolo thing? We just want to know.
Yeah, well, yes, it is. My parents, both of them are reverend ministers.
Okay.
Yes, of Assemblies of God. They are now retired. So my dad naturally speaks. My mother also preaches, my dad preaches, and very, very early in life, whenever my father was going to preach, Jerry will go along with him. Jerry had this particular poetry Jerry would do before my father will preach.
Every time?
Yes. And we also with Jerry will sing. So my father and mother started putting us out there early.
Oh.
Yes. So before my father will preach the word, Jerry had this poetry he would do. I think it's all the chapters in the Bible. There was this he would narrate or recite it. Yes, and we will also sing. So it's something that it was intentional. My parents intentionally groomed us, put us out there. And so I think that it comes from home. And I will encourage every parent, if you see that you have the ability to push your child to, be more confident.
Right.
It could be through your work. Maybe like I took my daughters to the Glades Africa Awards to come on stage with me. It was a confidence booster, So
I saw the smiles on their
yes.
faces.
So
must have been really proud
exactly
moment for them as well.
Yeah. So give your children that opportunity. If you work in a company, you are privileged to have your own entrepreneurial initiative. Get them on board during vacations. It boosts their confidence. Yes.
So being a good orator, I mean, both you and your brother are things that you picked up from your parents.
Yes, exactly.
Just because they were, reverend ministers and addressing the public most of the times.
Yes.
That's actually great. Yeah. So I want to find out what kind of childhoods did both of you have? Were you picking fights and were you pampered? I just want to know that one, aside the fact that they groomed you to become good orators.
So with siblings fight was just, it was the norm. It was the order of the day. Jerry and I, Jerry was just like, the interval between us was a year and a half. Oh. So he saw me as Ukra, so you're not that big sister, Bia. I don't fear you, that thing. And I also wanted to assert myself. So it was really tough with Jerry and I. But I mean, at the end of the day, we've chalked a lot of successes together as siblings. Yes, he's been a very supportive brother. Generally, I came from a home where my parents were friendly, firm, and fair.
Wow.
So in my house, we had a roster. Jerry will scrub the bathroom when it's his turn. There was nothing like Jerry's the boy, and so
he should do this.
No. So my parents were very friendly with us. They could call a meeting and ask us to express our views. What do we think of what is going on in the house? What do we want done, and all that? That's how free my parents were with us. Yes, and they were firm. If you made a mistake, till today, even though we've grown, my mom will not mince a word. Like if she feels like you are not doing what is right, she'll put it to you. We go for family meetings every month in my parents' home, right. And they'll tell you on social media you are too loud.
Wow,
my parents are on social media and they are our biggest fans.
Yeah, they are watching everything.
Exactly.
But would you say you were privileged children at the time?
No, we were not privileged. We were just okay. We didn't lack. But at a point in our lives, my parents had to leave us to Nigeria to search for greener pastures. And so we were kind of handed over from one auntie to one uncle. Oh. So it toughened us, though, because we missed our parents. But at the same time, we learned that life will not always be like living with your parents. So it's something that I imbibe in my children till this day. Anytime I'm talking to them or I'm chastising them, I tell them I may not be here forever. You may have to go live abroad and I'll not be with you. Live without me, So it was tough. We had to.
But do you think that affected your childhood dreams and aspirations? I mean, what were your childhood dreams and aspirations personally?
Personally, I wanted to do public relations because that was what I thought my strength was in. But I found out that wasn't my calling. Okay. So you see, there's a difference between, a career and a calling. So my parents gave me all the support. When I finished secondary school, Ola, I'm an Ola girl. Hello to all the Poga ladies.
Hello to all the...
So when I finished school, I told my dad I'd attended an excursion at Akosombo Dam, and I met the public relations officer of Akosombo Dam, and he made such a huge impact on me. The way he was so knowledgeable about the dam and how it started and all that. And so I asked him where he went to school, and he told me he attended GIJ, and so he guided me. Those days we used to have letter writing. So So we used to write to each other. He would tell me, when you're done with the school, go to GIJ, pick a form and all that. My dad was in full support.
Wow.
My dad is that kind of man who will let you feel like you can conquer the world. Anything you tell him, oh yes, you can do it,
Full supporter.
Yes. My
Anyway,
mom too.
Right.
Yes.
So okay. So what we're gonna do is I want us to stay just a little bit on the schooling. We'll come back to it and then delve deeper into your university and what have you. But if you're listening to us right now, this is Joy 99.7 FM. I'm Kofi Hayford, and this is Personality Profile. We are hanging out with Ethel Adjorlolo-Marfo. She's founder and leader at JSA. Actually, that's the first one that I found. I'm like, okay, JSA. So and basically what she does is to groom boys and young males, helping them to build their confidence, and know how to maneuver their way through this journey of life. The conversation is getting really interesting. So far, we found out a lot about her already, and there's still a lot more, to talk about. So let's get into your secondary school life. What exactly did you study?
Okay, so general arts, where
You did general arts.
literature, French, government, humanities, yes. And basically that was my main, how do I say, elective subjects, and then the math and the science.
You remember which year?
As in when I entered, or when
Yes, when you entered and then
1997.
97.
Yes, and I completed in 99.
99.
Yes.
General arts. And then, but was this, okay, so I want to find out, was this, informed by the fact that you knew what your career path was? Becoming a public...
At the time, I knew nothing about public relations. But at the time, my father guided us by our strengths. Ethel, you're good in English, so it was easy for me to pick up languages. So, by my interest. And that's what I think every parent should do. Sit down with your child. Don't force her to do medicine, science, when you know that she's not strong in her mathematics and all that. Find out what your child is doing well at now in her life, and then you can encourage her. Yeah.
I was having a conversation with you backstage, and I said, well, when I first saw your picture, I was like, okay, I thought maybe she was, as built as I am, but you're slim. Did you do any sports, like run 100 meters, play football, basketball? Were you into any extracurricular activities?
Well, marathon. First year I involved myself in marathon, but I had an experience. I fell down, and the whole school was laughing at me.
I'm sorry, I've also had to laugh. But...
So after that, I said, I'm done. So I moved on to another extracurricular activity that was debating. So I found debating more interesting than sports. Yes. As for the slim build, I think I took it from my dad. Yes, so that's how I am. Yes,
I see.
I don't really do much sports. Yes.
Okay, and then after that, you went straight into university.
Yes, I started with GIJ, Ghana Institute of Journalism, where I did public relations. Yes, and so after that, I went to work at Guinness Ghana Breweries. I did my service and had some extended period of working there, and then I moved to Charterhouse. Yes, and so after I worked at Charterhouse for a while, I went to GIMPA to obtain a marketing degree.
Wow, so from GIJ, then GIMPA?
No, I did a bit of work at Guinness Ghana Breweries.
Okay, so
went to Charterhouse, Ghana, and I worked for some time, and then I went to GIMPA to obtain a marketing degree. Yes, and so, and after the marketing degree, I used it to work in a few corporate institutions. And then later on, I rediscovered myself. And with the help of my mom, I decided to go into education so that I could impact the boys better. So that's.
So when you say with the help of your mom, was she also an educator apart from being a reverend minister?
No, she's not an educator. She's a reverend minister. But she sat me down and said, I wanted to do my master's, and I wanted to do it in communications, PR. And she said, Ethel, I think that you're doing well with this boys program with impacting children.
Right.
Why not go obtain a master's that will add value to your work? Yes, and I think I was convinced that yes, this is my strength now. So I took a master's degree in educational leadership. Yes.
I know a lot of young people that might find themselves in the same dilemma, whether to chase their childhood dreams or to, just divert from it based on what they are facing at a particular point in time. We'll delve deeper into that, but let's go for a very short commercial break. Right after that, we'll get into that.
The third edition of the Showbiz Roundtable will be happening on 29 July 2023 at the Labadi Beach Hotel. The theme for this Thought Leadership Forum is Exploring the Dynamics of Sponsorship in the Creative Space. On the panel will be founder of 3 Music Television and Wonderland Festival, Baba Sadiq. Lateef Abubakar is playwright and CEO of Glow Productions. Regina Ofuri, brand director and consummate marketer. Ivan Kwashiga is filmmaker, creative director and founder of Farmhouse Productions. And Kobna Atabedu, procurement expert and management consultant. Keynote speakers are Anklebo White, who is playwright and an author. Bright Latepo, CEO of PhD Media Ghana Limited. This forum will be live on Joy 99.7 FM at 2 p.m. and hosted by Kwame Datsi. Showbiz Roundtable is powered by Joy Entertainment.
The joy that I give you every day. Oh, it's for on. Cause every time I hear the joy on there, why is for yeah. Cause every time I hear joy, I say every time I hear the joy, I don't wanna turn off my radio. Every time I hear the joy, hello, this is Morris, and I say keep on listening to Joy 99.7 FM.
You're still listening to Personality Profile right here on Joy 99.7 FM. Again, I'm Kofi Hayford, and I'm seated, hanging out with Ethel Adjorlolo-Marfo. So I said I was going to find out about, careers, whether young folks have to either chase their dreams or they would have to divert along the line. But before that, I will still want to rewind the tape. You mentioned Charterhouse. What exactly did you do at Charterhouse?
Okay, so it's Charterhouse and multiple concepts group. Yes, I was in charge of media relations, media buying. So I was the media manager. Mm-hmm. I made sure that publicity, everything that has to do with the publicity for clients. We had clients like Western Union and all those. We had a lot of clients. And then the event aspect also. I made sure that our events were out there on all media houses, So I was basically in charge of, I was the liaison between them and the media houses. Yes.
And did you face any challenges, right after you had left Charterhouse, having to delve into the next line of action?
I wasn't facing any challenges because I voluntarily left Charterhouse to, further add value to myself. It was, well thought of. I decided to go back to school. That's when I went to GIMPA.
Okay.
Yes, but I did a short I played a short role as marketing manager for Aviation Social Center, and for me that was like a laboratory for me because I was going to have a degree in marketing. And so when the opportunity came for me to be a marketing manager at Aviation Social Center,
it was easy.
Yes, because I wanted to learn on the job and learn theoretically as well. Yes.
Talking about learning on the job, these days I don't think we find it easy like that. There are a lot of young people who are not ready to learn on the job. What advice would you give to such youth? And do you find also some of the young boys that you groom, finding themselves in situations like that where they are not ready to learn on the job?
Well, I would say that it's sad, but I think that it's from home. You see, most of the things that I'm teaching the boys today and the girls are things that I got from home. So, when it comes to raising children, much depends on the parents. You see, the values that you imbibe in your child, diligence, tenacity, all those things, they must see you, the parent, displayed. So if you are exhibiting them, they'll pick it up along. But if there's a young man listening to me out there, I would like to let you know that the world is evolving and the world has become so unpredictable. Your ability to continuously develop yourself is what will take you to the next level.
Right.
You must be in a position whereby a company should not invest in you. You should have gone ahead of yourself to train yourself with some skills. So, now there are so many opportunities. Hitherto, I couldn't learn things on the internet, on YouTube in my time, but now you can self-learn a skill, get a certificate. So people are looking for social media managers. There are people looking for IT savvy young men. Why not, get that extra skill and give extra value to your company? Because that is how you would thrive and, get to the next level. Personal development. You must be very conscious about developing yourself. And so you cannot sit there and allow promotions to pass you by.
That's true.
You must make sure that you are developing yourself. It's your responsibility. You must take charge of your personal development.
There are two things in mind. Chasing, your talent, or going by what is happening exactly in your life at the time. I will come back to that. But let me ask, what is your favorite music? What's your favorite song?
My favorite song, there are many of them, but currently I think I'll go for Sia, Unstoppable. Yes.
Sia, Unstoppable.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So I want to go over to our WhatsApp console and read a couple of messages that we have here. This one says, "Good evening, Kofi. I'm very impressed with Ethel's passion for grooming boys. I would like to link up with her for some further discussion, mutually beneficial relationship. My question to her, based on your experience, what are some common mistakes that parents make in training or bringing up children in current dispensation?"
So currently, I think that emotional intelligence is something that we must consider as parents, because you see, the ability to manage your emotions, to affect you positively, to be able to communicate better, to be able to resolve conflict, to be able to even understand the next person is very critical. Organizations are looking for people who don't only have intelligence. They are looking for people who have that emotional maturity, because the world is getting complex.
That's true.
And the world is getting to a place where we are looking for people who can solve problems. You mix thinking and feeling together to have an optimal decision. Okay, so parents should validate their children's emotions. Don't be the parent who will only ask, "How are you today?" Your child will tell you, "I'm fine." That's what that one is. It's
too basic, right?
Try to ask, "How are you feeling today?" Your child will say, "I'm feeling good. I'm feeling happy." What made you feel good today? Try and elicit conversation. Let your child tell you how they're feeling, so that you can contribute positively to them. Because you see, at the end of the day, if the child's emotions are not, working out properly, nothing you do will be appreciated even by that child.
Right.
Yes. So
right.
I think that parents should just make that extra time to find out what's going on in the heart of that child. Yes.
Looks like you're taking us into the world of GSA already. Okay, so where Ebo is asking where is GSA Academy. I would want to enroll my son there. That's what Ebo is. And Ebo will give you that information just a bit later on. But is this the song you were talking about?
and we really vibe to this music.
To this particular one.
Yeah, we are unstoppable, yes.
That's a very, very positive
Yeah,
song to choose as your favorite. Okay, so someone is asking us, Abusa Jackson Gilanyo is in Cape Coast. He says, could you please ask her which part of Volta region she is from?
Okay, so someone wants to know if I'm really culturally wired.
That's right.
Okay, so my dad comes from Atoko in Keta.
Atoko.
In Keta. And my mom comes from Avetile in Peki. Yes.
Okay.
So, yeah, these are the places I come from. I'm full Voltarian, 100%.
100,
yes,
number
yes.
9. Like the
But I'm married to an Ashanti.
Okay.
Yes, that's how I have Marfo in my name.
Okay,
yes.
okay. So, like I was saying, there are young people that are either chasing their talents or will have to follow their academic, trajectory. Now, what will be your advice? Now, there are a lot of talented individuals who hitherto go into music, play football, just chase their dreams. And by way of that, some of them think that it's not really necessary, to go through the requisite training, academic goals to achieve them and what have you. What is your advice to such young folks?
You see, the world is getting to a place where, talent is like, the new currency.
Right.
And so, yes, I advise parents, if your child has been able to go up to secondary school and he now wants to follow his passion, give him all the support, because secondary school is good enough. Okay, recently I heard about Yao Talk. Yeah,
right.
a young musician who is doing very well for himself, and he's opting out for now to go into piggery farming. I thought that was great, and he was asking people to understand him, and he had a high sense of emotional intelligence. He told people that his mental health is more important right now than school.
Than
I
anything,
really
yes.
admire that.
Yeah.
Yes, so if your son has been able to, or your daughter has been able to go to secondary school, and he now wants to go into football, sit down and have a plan with him. Okay, so the football. So after the football, what would you like to do to sustain yourself? Or get a football expert. Try and get help for your son. He needs to have that insight. He needs to have an open mind about what he wants to do. For all you know, after an expert has spoken to him, he may, decide not to go there. He will choose something else.
Right.
But we shouldn't outrightly just dismiss our children when they say they want to go into a certain field. So as parents, we must have a sit down with our children, find out sustainability. How do we sustain this dream
Right.
that you have? Have you researched enough which school you want to go for training? So it's okay for our young people to have the talents and the skills, but make sure that you're very good at what you're doing. You cannot be ignored. Make sure that whatever you want to do, make sure that you get to the pinnacle, the zenith of it. Don't just follow the crowd. Make sure that you have a strong why for doing what you're doing. I'm into advocacy, but I'm also paying my bills. Kofi.
Right.
I'm not just
You
shouting
need to
in
pay
the
your
air.
bills, that's
Yes,
true.
So make sure that whatever dreams you have, find out your why. If it's a strong why, go for it, but at the same time have a sustainability plan.
Okay, so
Yes.
I just want it to be as distinctive as possible. We're talking about. I like the advice you gave to parents on how they should handle their children, young males, even females who would rather follow their dreams, chase their talents, use them instead of academics. But in the case of Yao Talk, for example, are you saying that they just need to chase their dreams without focusing on academics as well?
Yao Talk has been educated enough. He's very successful. From where I see him, he's identified his goal. There is a university graduate who has finished. Kofi, excuse me to say, he's aimless, purposeless.
Right.
Yao Talk has identified his purpose on earth. And that's the most important gift you can give to yourself as a human being. Yao Talk has identified himself as a musician, and now he wants to go into agriculture. If he were my son, I'll give him all the support. You can always learn later. You can always add value to yourself. After he's established this piggery that he's trying to do with his mother, he can later go back to school. He has done.
Well, that's actually what he said.
Yes.
That's actually what he said, that he would want to, go back to school later on. But for now, he would like to focus on music. I'm beginning to believe that you've dealt with boys who are also, in your sessions, the programs, who would, for example, say, okay, my talent is music. I want to sing. I want to rap. And so I'm in grade 10. I just completed JHS, whatever it is. No more school. I just want to sing.
Okay.
What would be your advice to such boy?
Such a boy. Okay.
And if they are in your camp, for example, what are some of the things that you tell them? How do you handle such boys?
Yeah. For now, I'll tell you that grade 10, you've not educated yourself enough. And even if you want to do music, there are music schools that they teach you professionally. You can be be in music, but you can have the business side of music. So I would like you to go to school to open up your mind onto which aspect of the music you even want to do, not just rapping in the air, because those things have expiry dates, Yes, but then for a young boy who wants to chase his passion, I'll tell you that in this world, we don't just do one thing. That's how I advise all the boys. Look, don't box yourself in one thing.
If it's music, all I know is music.
Yes. So I've told all my boys that, hey, like my daughters at home, every child of mine has a professional career and then a talent career. So my daughters, I have 3 daughters. Keisha, the first one, wants to be an architect. And she's also good with making soaps, and she wants to make soaps, shea butter, lip gloss, and all that. That's a business she wants to run.
Right.
Yeah. The second one wants to be a police officer. She says she'll be the first IGP in Ghana.
Oh,
first female IGP.
Female IGP.
Yeah. And she also writes books. So
okay.
The third one also is a fashionista. She wants to sell clothes, design clothes, but she wants to be a lawyer. So right now, give your children that ability to think big. Have more than one, so that if one doesn't even work out, you have the other one. So what I do with the boys is that I challenge them to come up with 3 careers. I tell them you are capable of doing all 3, so that you don't box yourself in one thing.
Wow.
Yes. Wow. And that actually drives them to do well in school, so that they know that their passions are accepted. But I'm asking you to go beyond just being a footballer or being a musician. Yes.
I see. Okay, so now I think we have to answer Ebo. Ebo is asking where JSA Academy is, because he wants to enroll his son there.
Okay, so JSA meets at Ghana Baptist House. It's at Cantonment. It's on the Kumaji Clinic Road. Yes, we meet there every month to have our camps. Ghana Baptist Guest House. It's a residential place, and so if he's looking for us, he'll find us there every month. I advertise our clinics, our camps on social media every month. July camp is coming up, 29th and 30th of July, and so he can just contact us on our social media handles. JSA Phenomenal Boys Academy,
JSA Phenomenal Boys Academy,
or Junior Shapers Africa on Google, and I'll get in touch with you.
All right. Nana Amwa says to tell you that you're looking really beautiful.
Thank you, Nana Amwa.
I'm sure your girls are listening. On the night when I watched it on social media, I saw them. They were by your side. How exactly did you feel about that as well?
They complain that I leave them
all the time.
So that night they were like, it was for me like, okay, so mommy's sweat and toil has been rewarded. Are you happy now?
So was that the very first awards nights that you attended with them?
Yes, actually the other awards, they were younger. So this one, I felt like they should be a witness to mommy's up and down, all the toil mommy goes through. They should see the end result, so that it will inspire them. Yes.
Since you didn't come with them, let me give you that fine opportunity. Say hi to them, some shouts to them. I know they're doing the listening, right?
Yes, they are.
Yeah, so the floor is yours. Some shouts to them.
You. Yeah. So Keisha, Karis, and Kendra, hi, I know you're listening to me. Have you done your homework, by the way? Yes, I love you very much. Thank you so much for your support. As at this evening, we were negotiating that I'll be out for an hour and come back. I just want to say thank you so much, and I pray that all your dreams and your visions will also come to pass. And Mommy loves you very much.
Oh,
and my husband
cute.
as well.
I
Mr.
was coming
Marfo.
to that. I was going to say he deserves a bigger shout.
Yes, they've sacrificed so much for me. I mean, when any GSA program is coming up, they have to bear the, brunt or whatever. I leave them, go to camp every month.
Right.
They take care of themselves, and
Right.
he's in charge when I'm away. And he's never gotten in my way when I have to do anything for GSA.
Very
he even
supportive.
will give us a car, support us in the smallest way and biggest way he can.
Right.
So I just want to say thank you very much to him. He's
And
given me so much freedom. Yes.
I'm sure he's not the only one that you'd like to say thanks to.
A lot of people, but my parents,
Yeah.
Reverend Jerry Adjorlolo and Reverend Joyce Adjorlolo, I love them very much. They have actually given me the wings to fly so high. Yes.
That's so cute.
Yes, and my brother Jerry Adjorlolo, Marilyn Adjorlolo, my sister. Yeah, I love them very much. And all my friends, they are many, but I don't want to say some and leave some. And all the faculty, every man that has come on board on JSA, all the father figures, I'm so grateful to them. Yes, the parents of JSA. Without the parents, I have no JSA.
That's true.
The children cannot decide that they want to attend.
Come to JSA,
They
right?
decide. And so, my dear parents of JSA, I love you so much, and thank you for supporting me. The boys themselves.
Yeah, that would have been a problem that if any of them was listening.
Yes.
Anyway.
Some of them are on holidays, and so I shared it on the platform.
Right.
So, guys, I love you very much, and just promise me that you're going to be phenomenal. You'll be those men in Ghana who are so disciplined. You'll be those husbands that your wives are going to be calling me and thanking me one day. Yes. So
Amen.
that's it.
Amen.
And thank you to Joy FM,
Right.
Adam Naite, yourself, and everyone here. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Bigger thanks to you for choosing to, hang out with us and for accepting our invitation and making it to Personality Profile. I totally enjoyed the time. I hope you did too.
I did.
All right.
Very
Thank
much.
you. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, we have been speaking to Ethel Adjorlolo-Marfo. That's the name. You know her as Boy's Doctor. So if you ever see it anywhere on social media, well, that's it. She is Boy's Doctor. I am Kofi Hayford. This has been Personality Profile. And thanks to my production team, Edem Naite, Abeku Sankofi, Mirabel, and Eileen. Until next time, here